Hi, it's 12 o'clock noon on a Friday. What does that mean? It's Friday Fish and Chips. Today I'm going to talk about some interesting subjects. Let's do the intro. Okay, welcome back. All right, so what am I going to talk about today? Well, um, I had a bunch of subjects that I have written out here, but something's come up. I wanted to talk about a little bit about it, and it stems from a phone conversation I had with somebody. He was he was looking over my website and looking at the YouTube channel and all the various stuff I do, and he mentioned the term a couple of times, Renaissance man. And I've heard the term before. Maybe you've heard the term before, but it got me to thinking. What exactly is it that I do here? And what does it mean to be a Renaissance man? So I want to talk about that subject and what it means, and stemming from all of that conversation and my thoughts about it, I also shot a video, and I edited a video, and it was an interesting process for me because I wanted to also kind of like a recursion of the whole thing, because to shoot the video, to make the video about Renaissance man and what that is, I also, I shot all the video, I edited all the video, I wrote out the narration, and it has a classical guitar musical piece underneath it, in the background. And I thought, so that's kind of cool, because that in itself, just the creation of that project, is kind of Renaissance man in scope, And oh, by the way, that piece, I love that piece. It's called, what's it called? Let me think. It's called Saltarello, and it was written by Galileo's father. Which, I think it's just kind of interesting that we still have music like that. So let me, and I do have that video. It's 2 minutes long, and I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll pop it here in this video at the end, or maybe I'll hide it somewhere. You'll have to find it. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. So let's talk a little bit about what the whole thing means. And it's an interesting thing that the world we're living in today is that we tend to praise and honor and have high regard for specialization. People who get to be experts at whatever, anything. And which is great. I'm not putting that down or anything, but I think that for me, and I guess that's why the term Renaissance man is so important, or such a big deal, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately, is that I like, and you've probably figured that out if you're a fan of my stuff and you watch my YouTube channel, and you know that I do a lot of different things, and that's counter to everything anyone ever told me about the web and websites and YouTube. And it was always, you got to specialize, you got to find a niche, and you got to specialize, and you got to become the expert at that. And since day one, I decided that I wasn't going to do that. Because for me, a lot of this is just a personal project. How do I explore the world and explore the various subjects that I love, which there are a lot of them, and how do I make that into a living, which is what I'm doing. So that's what I do. I ended up just now I can pursue any subject that I like, and you might get hints of that sometimes, because I'll cover a subject and then I'll run off 2 or 3 videos, or I'll do a bunch of web pages about that particular subject for a while until until I get a grasp on what it is that I wanted to achieve. So that's what I'm doing there, and I really enjoy it, and it makes me think that you should, my advice to you is to do the same. Why not? And it does take a certain amount of courage to do something, to delve into a new subject. It does take a certain amount of courage, because you're going to be terrible at it. And just the nature of the beast. You start from zero. You're gonna stumble along the way quite a bit, which is okay. But there are a couple of interesting phenomena that happen when you pursue a wide, different variety of subjects. And there's several phenomena that happen. Let me describe 2 of them. The first phenomenon is that you get pretty good at picking up a new subject. That's probably kind of easy, right? You, if you delve into a subject and then you delve into another subject and you delve into another subject, you kind of pick up these mental tools or these physical or manual tools that just make it facilitate you quickly or easily picking up a subject. You get adept at it, and and that's a big deal. So that kind of dispels any fears of trying something new, which is a good thing, I believe. And so that's one phenomenon. And the second phenomenon, this is rather interesting, is that, and I don't know what to call this, but there is like a synthesis that happens. Like, let me give you an example, if I can think of something offhand. But if you spend any amount of time working in any subject, in any endeavor, craft, whatever it may be, writing, woodworking, anything, you learn specific things within the realm of that craft. And, or you learn techniques, you learn ways of looking at things, you learn ideas and concepts and stuff like that. And then when you go to what seems to be a totally different craft, there is a cross-pollination that happens where you have, like, your insights. Let's use a woodworker and well, this is kind of simplistic, but a woodworker and a guitar player. When you spend a lot of time working with wood, you pick up all these different things. And then if you go to become a guitar player, all of a sudden you have insights into the guitar because of that the structure and the sound of the wood and the different types of wood make a difference. So you learning in one realm, I guess what I'm trying to say, brings insights into another realm. If you work with, let me give you a good example, another good example, a better example. If you spend a lot of time folding origami, right, that tactile, haptic sense of origami and paper transfers to blacksmithing because you spend a lot of time folding metal. You see what I'm saying? So, from my perspective, I feel that you should, as a person, seek out a variety of different pursuits and seek them out and just throw yourself into them and don't worry about not being good. For real, it doesn't matter because nobody's good. It's the guy that's been doing it a lot and gets good, but you got to get to doing it a lot before you can get good at anything, no matter what it is. But you do sharpen your skills and you do change yourself as a person and can make yourself a better crafter, a better skilled worker, or a better analyzer, or whatever, writer, performer, editor, video editor, whatever. When you broaden the depth of understanding you have of the world we live in, it's really quite like that, So overcome the courage and overcome the fear, and have the courage to try new things. I like it. So, as far as the Renaissance man goes, it's interesting because in the video I talk about this. The video I created is that when the Renaissance came around, the subjects were the books were the big thing, and the written word facilitated all of the dissemination of information amongst people. And now you could pursue subjects like science and art and philosophy and religion and a wide variety of subjects like that. Nowadays, with the internet, the possibilities are unlimited. You can literally study, learn about, get better at just about any subject you can conceive of. Like anything. So the tools we have at our fingertips are remarkable. If you wanted to learn about, I don't even know what to say, aardvarks, You, you wanted to get good at, well, to stem from that, taxidermy. It's all right there for you to get going. Zoology and astronomy and anything. So it is, and that's wonderful. I really do think that's wonderful. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. Let me think how I'm going to do this. A couple of things. I'm going to give you some homework on this video, and I'm going to put the Renaissance Man video. It's 1 minute and 54 seconds, I think. It's less than 2 minutes in the My Gift to You at the end of this video, so you can watch that. And I'd appreciate it if you do watch it, because for 2 reasons. First off, I want you to think about the different pursuits you have in your life, and think about them in context of each other. How does one affect the other? It's pretty significant, and and it could be anything. And leave me a comment. Tell me about it. It'd be wonderful. Send me an email. I don't know what to tell you. First, one thing that comes to mind is gemstones and painting. Can you grind down gemstones? And is that lapidary? I think that's lapidary, where you polish gemstones and stuff. Can you grind them down and use them for colors and paints? Wouldn't that be wonderful? See, so think about the pursuits you have in your life and how they might combine in some interesting way. I think that's really kind of fun. And, think about how one benefits the other and the other benefits one. It goes back and forth and all the various subjects. And if you have been thinking about pursuing something new, just go for it. It's only a Google search away to start to learn, and don't have any fear about not being good, because of course you're not going to be good. I get a lot of, because of the writing I do, I get a lot of email from people that's, they want to write a book, but they never get around to writing it. I always wonder why. And I think a lot of that is, you expect your first book to be fantastic, or just, a terrific book, and chances are extremely high that it's not. Your first book's going to be lousy, just like mine is. Yeah, but you keep going. So do that, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about that, and if you have any insights into what a Renaissance Man is and what you think it is and stuff like that, we can start a conversation about it, and shoot me an email, leave a comment, and we can talk about it. It'd be kind of interesting. So thank you very much. Let me know what you think about these Friday Fish and Chips videos too. I appreciate your input and your active participation in my channel. Thank you.